It wasn't just another royal appearance. It was a quiet power move that had everyone talking. On November 11th, Kate Middleton stepped out alone for Armistice Day, an event traditionally reserved for blood royals, and instantly turned heads across Britain. The Princess of Wales wasn't just representing the monarchy, she was rewriting royal expectations in real time. At first glance, it seemed like a graceful act of remembrance. But behind the solemn wreaths, the silence, and the polished black coat was a deeper story, one that hinted at shifting royal dynamics, personal resilience, and the quiet strength of a future queen who's learning to stand entirely on her own. Because this wasn't supposed to be her role. And yet, on that crisp November morning, it became clear Kate Middleton wasn't there to fill in for anyone. She was there to make a statement. It was a debut that broke tradition in the most elegant way possible. For years, Armistice Day at the National Memorial Arboretum has been the domain of blood royals, those born into the royal lineage, the ones directly in line to the throne. But this time, it was Kate Middleton, a royal by marriage, who arrived alone to honor the fallen. No Prince William by her side. No shared spotlight. Just the Princess of Wales, standing as the face of remembrance. As the clock struck 11, Kate joined the crowd in a solemn 2-minute silence, her head bowed beneath a black, wide-brimmed hat, the sound of stillness echoing across the memorial grounds. Then, she stepped forward to lay a wreath, not just as a royal, but as a symbol of continuity, empathy, and modern strength. For royal watchers, it was more than just ceremony. This was history, a moment that subtly shifted the balance of royal duty. And what came next revealed that every detail of her appearance had been carefully chosen, sending messages that went far beyond fashion. Every move Kate made that day carried meaning, and her outfit was no exception. Dressed in a tailored black coat with structured shoulders, a wide-brimmed hat, and 3 red poppies pinned near her heart, Kate's look was both respectful and commanding. Royal fashion experts were quick to point out the military undertones, the sharp lines, the simplicity, the quiet authority. It wasn't just about elegance. It was about symbolism. Every stitch seemed to say, duty, discipline, remembrance. Her choice of accessories, understated pearl earrings, dark gloves, and a small clutch, reflected the restraint and gravity of the day. But to many, it also hinted at something more personal, a reminder that even amid the grandeur of monarchy, Kate remains deeply connected to the people and their stories. And it wasn't lost on anyone that she chose to walk this path solo. Because what she did next showed that this wasn't about formality, it was about heart. After the ceremony, Kate didn't just retreat behind palace walls, she stayed to connect. She met veterans who had come to pay tribute, quietly listening as they shared stories of service and loss. One family had just seen a loved one's name newly engraved on the Armed Forces Memorial, and witnesses say Kate's compassion in that moment was deeply genuine. There were no cameras flashing, no rehearsed gestures, just human connection. Then came the meeting that truly captured hearts. A group of secondary school students from military families whose parents are currently deployed overseas. Kate spent time with them, asking questions, smiling, and offering words of encouragement. For those kids, it wasn't just a royal encounter, it was a moment of understanding from someone who clearly cared. Before leaving, Kate visited an exhibition titled Letters from the Frontline, Words, War and Victory. As she read the letters, her expression said it all: pride, pain, and empathy intertwined. But beyond the warmth and sincerity of those moments, royal insiders noticed something else: something that hinted at a quiet shift within the monarchy itself. Because while the service itself honored the past, Kate's presence may have signaled a change for the future. Traditionally, Armistice Day appearances are reserved for blood royals, those born into the family. But with Kate stepping in alone, it raised eyebrows across royal circles. Why her? Why now? Some royal commentators believe it's a sign of growing trust from King Charles, proof that Kate has become one of the monarchy's most reliable figures. It's also worth noting that she isn't the first royal spouse to do this. Just last year, Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, attended the same ceremony solo. But Kate's appearance felt different, more visible, more symbolic, and far more consequential. Because when a future queen stands where only born royals once stood, it doesn't just bend tradition, it quietly rewrites it. And that's not the only layer to the story. The location itself, the National Memorial Arboretum, holds powerful meaning that connects directly to Kate's personal mission. The setting couldn't have been more fitting. The National Memorial Arboretum isn't just a backdrop, it's sacred ground. It's where over 25,000 names are etched into stone, each representing a life lost in service to the nation. For Kate, this wasn't a stage, it was a space of reflection. And every part of the ceremony carried deep symbolism. During the service, a specially commissioned poem titled "A Sonnet for Us All" was read aloud, written to capture the human bonds and shared sacrifices of military families. Those themes are close to Kate's heart. She's long championed mental health awareness, early childhood stability, and the unseen struggles faced by families of servicemen and women. So when she listened intently to those verses, viewers could tell this wasn't performance. It was personal. But that sense of meaning runs even deeper when you consider what Kate has faced in her own life this past year, and how this public return carried far more weight than anyone might have realized. Because behind the calm smile and graceful poise, Kate's appearance marked something profoundly personal, her quiet comeback. Earlier this year, the world learned of her cancer diagnosis. It was a rare moment of vulnerability from a royal family that rarely lets its guard down. For months, Kate stepped back from public life, focusing on her health and recovery. And though she shared updates sparingly, her absence left a noticeable void. So, seeing her return, not to a glamorous gala or a red carpet, but to a remembrance ceremony, felt deliberate. This wasn't about image or spectacle. It was about resilience, about honoring others while quietly proving she was ready to serve again. Observers couldn't help but notice her renewed energy. There was strength in her stillness, confidence in her calm. She wasn't just fulfilling a royal duty, she was embodying the very spirit of endurance that the day itself celebrates. And that made everyone wonder, was this just one event, or the start of something much bigger? Some royal insiders believe this appearance was more than symbolic, it was strategic. In recent months, reports have suggested that Kate is gradually stepping into a more commanding role within the firm. With King Charles focusing on health and Prince William balancing family life with increasing global responsibilities, Kate's poised visibility could be the monarchy's strongest anchor. She's been described as the family's steady force, a bridge between royal tradition and modern relatability. And attending Armistice Day solo only reinforces that image. It shows she can carry the weight of royal duty entirely on her own, without needing the validation of hierarchy or title. Speculation online even hints that this could mark the beginning of a new era, one where Kate Middleton quietly prepares to define the future tone of the monarchy. And if this event was any indication, she's already doing it with dignity, strength, and subtle confidence. Because beneath the solemn ceremony and quiet grace, something in the royal order seems to be shifting, and Kate might just be at the center of it. What looked like a simple day of remembrance may end up being remembered as something far greater. Kate Middleton didn't just honor the fallen, she redefined what it means to represent the crown. In stepping into a role once reserved for blood royals, she quietly showed that leadership isn't inherited by birth alone. It's earned through grace, empathy, and endurance. Her solo appearance was more than duty. It was a declaration. A statement that, even in the face of personal struggle, she remains steadfast, composed, and deeply connected to the people she serves. And maybe that's why so many are calling her the future of the monarchy, not just in title, but in spirit. So, what do you think? Was this just another royal engagement, or the moment Kate Middleton began reshaping the monarchy from within? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more untold royal stories.